Well, look what we have here. It's a sight that makes you stop scrolling, doesn't it? This isn't just another crossover utility vehicle lost in a sea of sameness. This, my friends, is the reason we started this channel. 0 to 60, this is the future, pulled from the realm of concept cars and glossy auto show dreams and dropped right here, in the metal for us to actually talk about. This is the 2026 Mazda CX-20. Now I know what you're thinking. The name itself is a statement. CX-20, it sounds definitive, final, like Mazda has been working through its math homework. From the CX-3, the CX-30, the CX-5, the CX-50, the CX-70, the CX-90, and they've finally arrived at the answer. This isn't just another number in a sequence. This feels like a destination. It's a vehicle that sits at this fascinating intersection, a sweet spot that so many of us are desperately searching for. It's not too small, not too big, not too expensive, but packed with so much technology and thoughtful design that it feels like it has no business being in this segment. It's the Goldilocks car for the next generation. And today, we are going to dive deep, and I mean deep, into every single nut, bolt, and line of code that makes this machine so compelling. This is more than a first look. This is a deep dive, an analysis, a love letter to what happens when a company known for its soul decides to completely reinvent the rulebook for the compact crossover. From the moment you lay eyes on it, the CX-20 communicates a different philosophy. Mazda has always danced to the beat of its own drum, championing the Jinba Itai concept, that horse and rider as one feeling, even in their SUVs. But with the CX-20, they've evolved that. This isn't just about driver connection anymore. It's about a holistic connection between the human, the machine, and the environment. The design language they're calling Kodo, Soul of Motion 2.0, is on full display here, and it's breathtaking. If the first iteration of Kodo was about capturing a single, beautiful moment of motion, like a cheetah in mid-stride, this 2.0 version is about the flow of motion itself. The body sides are almost completely free of sharp character lines. Instead, they use incredibly complex, subtle reflections that play with light and shadow, creating a shape that looks like it was carved from a single, solid block of liquid metal. The front end is lower, wider, and more assertive than anything we've seen from Mazda in this class. The signature wing grille is still there, but it's more integrated, almost flush with the body, and it houses an active shutter system that you'll never see, but is working tirelessly for aerodynamic efficiency. The headlights are thinner, more predatory, and they incorporate the new generation of Mazda's adaptive LED lighting system, which doesn't just throw a beam of light down the road. It actively paints the light around oncoming cars, constantly reshaping the high beam pattern to maximize your visibility without ever blinding other drivers. It's technology that feels like magic, and the color of this particular car, this artisan red premium, it's not just paint. It's a multi-layer process that creates a depth you can literally get lost in. It has a warmth, a richness, that makes most other reds look flat and lifeless. You walk around the car, and the rear is just as resolved. The taillights are these sleek, almost organic units that stretch into the fenders, and the rear hatch has a subtle lip spoiler integrated so cleanly you almost miss it. There are no fake exhaust tips, no tacked-on plastic cladding pretending to be rugged. It's clean, it's sophisticated, and it has a presence that makes it look like it costs twice what it actually does. This is a masterclass in design restraint and execution. It doesn't need to shout for attention. It commands it through sheer elegance. But a beautiful shell is nothing if the interior is a depressing, cheap, plastic prison. So let's open this driver's door and wow, just wow. If the exterior was a promise, the interior is the delivery. Mazda has always been good at interiors. often punching above their weight. But with the CX-20, they've knocked it out of the park and into another stratosphere. The first thing that hits you is the sense of tranquility. It's quiet, the cabin is beautifully insulated, and the layout is driver-centric without feeling asymmetric or claustrophobic. The dashboard is a masterpiece of minimalist design. There are virtually no buttons. Instead, you're greeted by a single, seamless, curved glass panel that spans from behind the steering wheel to the center of the dash. This is the new Mazda integrated human-machine interface, and it's a revelation. It's not just a screen. It's a multi-zone display. Directly in front of the driver, you have your configurable gauge cluster, crisp, high resolution, and beautifully animated. Then, flowing seamlessly into the center, is the infotainment and vehicle control hub. And here's the genius part. Mazda has stuck to its guns and largely resisted the temptation to make everything a distracting touchscreen. There's a beautiful machined aluminum rotary controller on the center console, right where your hand naturally falls. This iDial, as they call it, is your command center. You scroll through menus, click to select, and it provides haptic feedback that feels incredibly satisfying and precise. It's a system that forces you to learn it for about 5 minutes. And after that, you realize it's infinitely safer and more intuitive than leaning forward and smudging a glossy screen with your fingerprints. Your eyes stay on the road, your hand stays rested, and you feel more connected, more in control. The materials are where the CX-20 truly distances itself from the competition. This isn't just soft-touch plastic here and a bit of leather there. This is a thoughtfully curated material palette. The upper dashboard is swathed in a supple padded leather with contrasting stitching that is perfect in every seam. Below that, you'll find a textured fabric that feels warm and organic, and then lower down, a more durable, but still high-quality, recycled plastic. The door cards continue this theme with an armrest that is just the right height and softness. And the seats are worth the price of admission alone. Mazda has worked with orthopedic specialists to design these new posture support seats. They're not just cushions. They're an active part of the driving experience. The bolsters are firm and supportive in all the right places, holding you in place during spirited driving without feeling restrictive on a long journey. They're upholstered in a bespoke fabric and leatherette combination that breathes well and feels luxurious to the touch. Every switch, every knob, has a damped, precise action. The click of the turn signal, the movement of the climate control vents, the feel of the steering wheel, which is wrapped in the most perfect, grippy leather. It all communicates a sense of quality, of something built to last, built to be enjoyed. This interior doesn't just compete with premium German brands. In many ways, it shames them, especially when you consider this is positioned in the heart of the compact crossover market. It's a sanctuary on wheels, a place that calms you down after a stressful day and elevates a simple commute into something special. Now, let's talk about the heart of the matter, the thing that truly defines the 0 to 60 experience, the powertrain. The 2026 CX-20 is launching with one single, brilliant engine option, and that tells you everything about Mazda's confidence. It's their all-new Skyactiv X 3.0. Now, for those who remember, the original Skyactiv X was a marvel of engineering, using compression ignition like a diesel to achieve incredible efficiency and response. Well, this is the third generation of that technology, and it has been refined to near perfection. It's a 3.0 ladder inline six. Yes, you heard that right. An inline six in a compact crossover. In a world downsizing to buzzy, characterless 3- and 4-cylinder turbos, Mazda has gone in the opposite direction. They've brought back the silky, balanced turbine-like smoothness of a straight 6. And because it's longitudinally mounted in an all-new rear-wheel drive-based platform, another segment first. The weight distribution is a perfect 50-50. This changes everything. This engine produces 320 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. But the numbers don't tell the whole story. It's the way it delivers that power. There's no lag, no drama. You press the accelerator, and there's just this seamless, linear, and relentless surge of power. It's accompanied by a muted, sophisticated six-cylinder hum that is music to any petrol head's ears. It's not loud or obnoxious. It's cultured, a subtle reminder of the masterpiece of engineering you have under the hood. And the efficiency, thanks to the advanced spark-controlled compression ignition, is astonishing for an engine of this size and output. We're talking about real-world figures in the low 30s mpg. It's paired with an all-new 8-speed automatic transmission that Mazda developed in-house. It's not a dual clutch. It's a traditional torque converter automatic, but it's been tuned for lightning-fast, imperceptible shifts. In normal driving, it's a ghost. You never feel it. But put it in sport mode, or use the beautifully crafted paddle shifters behind the wheel, and it snaps through gears with the urgency and precision of a high-performance sports car. But the powertrain is only half the story. The chassis is where the magic of Jinbaitai truly comes to life. This new platform is stiffer and lighter than anything Mazda has ever built for a vehicle of this type. The double wishbone front and multi-link rear suspension are tuned not for pillowy soft comfort that wallows and floats, nor for back-breaking stiffness. They are tuned for what Mazda calls responsive stability. It's a suspension that absorbs bumps and imperfections with a single, muted thump, never crashing or jarring. But it also remains incredibly composed and flat through corners. You turn the steering wheel and the response is immediate and telepathic. The electric power steering provides just the right amount of weight and feedback, communicating what the front tires are doing. You feel connected to the road, but insulated from its harshness. It's a difficult balance to strike, and Mazda has absolutely nailed it. Then there's the piece de resistance, the standard iActive all-wheel drive system, which has been completely redesigned. It's now a predictive system, using GPS data and front-facing cameras to read the road ahead. If it sees a corner coming up on the navigation map, or if the cameras detect a change in road surface, it can preemptively shift torque to the rear wheels before you've even begun to turn in, making the car feel rear-wheel drive biased and incredibly agile. It's technology that anticipates your needs, making you a better, smoother, faster driver without you even realizing it. This isn't a crossover that just goes around corners. It attacks them, it dances through them with a grace and poise that will make you forget you're in a practical, family-friendly vehicle. It's an absolute joy to drive on a winding road, a quality that is almost entirely absent from every single one of its competitors. Of course, we live in the 21st century, and a car is no longer just a mechanical object. It's a rolling computer. The technology in the 2026 CX-20 is not just comprehensive. It's thoughtfully integrated. The centerpiece is the new Mazda Connect 5.0 system, powered by a supercomputer-level processor that makes every interaction instantaneous. There's no lag, no stutter. The graphics are stunning, with a clean, elegant interface that looks more like a high-end German audio visualizer than a car infotainment system. It features over-the-air updates, so the car will continuously improve and add new features throughout its life. The navigation system is now cloud-based, with real-time traffic, weather, and even predictive parking availability at your destination. But the real star of the tech show is the advanced driver assistance systems, bundled under the Mazda Proactive Safety Suite 2.0. This goes far beyond simple adaptive cruise control and lane keeping. The radar cruise control now uses AI to learn your driving style, making its acceleration and braking smoother and more human-like. The lane-keeping system is no longer a ping-ponging annoyance between the lines. It uses the front-facing camera and the predictive AWD data to gently and proactively guide the car through the center of a curve, almost like you're riding on a magnetic rail. There's a new 360-degree camera system that provides a crystal-clear, distortion-free view of your surroundings, and it can even create a digital trail of your path when you're maneuvering in tight spaces, so you can easily reverse out. The blind spot monitoring is now integrated with the steering, providing a gentle, haptic feedback pulse in the steering wheel rim if you signal to change lanes and there's a vehicle there. A much more intuitive warning than a simple light or beep. And the new cross-traffic braking can now detect not just vehicles when you're reversing, but also pedestrians and cyclists, and will bring the car to a full stop if you don't react. It's a suite of technology that doesn't just protect you. It reduces stress and builds your confidence as a driver. And we can't forget about practicality. For all its sports, sedan-like dynamics and luxury interior, the CX-20 hasn't forgotten its core mission: to be a useful, everyday vehicle. The rear seats offer ample legroom and headroom for 2 adults, or 3 in a pinch, and they recline for added comfort on long journeys. The rear doors open to a wide angle, making it easy to install child seats or for older passengers to get in and out. The cargo area is a perfect rectangle, with a low-load floor and a hands-free power lift gate. Under the floor, you'll find clever, modular storage bins to keep smaller items from sliding around. Every cubic inch has been thoughtfully considered. There are USB-C ports, fore and aft, wireless charging that actually works and doesn't overheat your phone, and even an available 110-volt household power outlet. It's a vehicle that is as ready for a Costco run as it is for a blast down your favorite canyon road. So, what does all of this mean? The 2026 Mazda CX-20 is more than just a new model. It's a manifesto. It's Mazda's declaration to the world that the age of the appliance-like, soulless crossover is over. It proves, unequivocally, that you do not have to sacrifice driving pleasure, design elegance, or emotional connection for the sake of practicality and efficiency. In a single, masterful stroke, the CX-20 has redefined the expectations for an entire segment. It has taken the soul of a Mazda Miata, the sophistication of a European Grand Tourer, the technology of a Silicon Valley startup, and the practicality of a family hauler, and fused them into one cohesive, brilliant, and utterly desirable package. It's a car that doesn't just take you from point A to point B. It makes the journey the entire point. It's a vehicle that respects the driver, pampers the passengers, and delights the senses. For us here at 0 to 60, this is the new benchmark. This is the vehicle that proves the journey from ordinary to extraordinary, from 0 to 60, isn't just about a number on a stopwatch. It's about a feeling, an experience, a passion for the open road that so many other manufacturers have forgotten. The 2026 Mazda CX-20 hasn't just joined the conversation. It has started a whole new one. And frankly, I can't wait to see how the rest of the industry even begins to respond.